befriended him, and he was the one that labeled him El Said or El Cid, which means that's a high rank among the Islamic faith. Now, this guy in the movie that played the so-called Arab, he was an Israelite, but he was called a Moor because it said how Christians and Moors got together and befriended each other. So Sidney Poitier should have played Rodrigo de Vavar, and then the guy that Amir, who could have played, who was back there, that another black actor. Woody Strode could have played. You're right. Woody Strode could have played the Amir. You know. So when you see that movie, you see all Edomites up in that movie and Arab-looking people. You think that they were crackers back then. There were no crackers back then. You had Israelites back then, but some of them call themselves Christians. Some of them call themselves Moors. Because like I said, Moors was just a label that was placed upon them. And that, the word Moors, comes from the word moreno. That's where you get the word moreno, which means dark, black, negro, negroid in the Spanish. You got something?
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 6 verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of the Most High. Verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Yeah, so they killed you if you said that you were a Jew or practiced any of your so-called religion or kept the Sabbath day. So you had a lot of them that were secretly circumcising their children and were secretly keeping the Sabbath and were accepting death rather than to even taste pork. But then as generation went on, you know, you had them just accept it. They were born into the Greek way, and that's all they knew was to be Greek. That's why people are messed up today, thanks to this fucking place, Babylon the Great, which Alex Jones, that clown, is trying to save America. He ain't gonna save America, man. Talking about you're going to try to restore America. You're going to get Barack Obama. You want them guys to be. Glenn Beck says the same thing. Barack Obama's going to be arrested. Barack Obama ain't going to do. He ain't going to be shit. He going to do the biddings of his secret masters. All right. Okay, now let's go from there to Acts 18 verse 4.
Acts chapter 18 verse 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
That's plain and to the point. He persuaded the Jews and the Greeks. The Jews were Israelites that knew that they were Israelites, that was circumcised on the 8th day, that kept the laws, that knew the Sabbath, but they didn't have the Lord, Yahushua. Then you had Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites, that were waking up to the fact that they were Israelites. Hence the example of Cornelius, which he was an actual Israelite. Now you got Israelite groups out there that still teach that Cornelius is an Edomite because they're stuck on stupid. They're going by what the old school at One West used to teach them, but they broke away from them, but they took their philosophy because they didn't know what to go. Them people are lost souls, man. They're wandering souls. They don't know what's going on. They're just out there because it's something to do. And with a lot of you, even in GMS, man, you got guys in GMS that's going to fall off before this deal goes down. A lot of you guys are going to fall off, man, especially when you're confronted with the chip, the mark of the beast. You're going to fall off, man. You're going to sing a new tune. A lot of these guys are in it because it's something to get into. You know, you see people watch YouTube and they'll see a flash mob and they're looking for a flash mob to get with. They go around the malls and do the damn flash mob until it gets played out. A lot of you guys in GMS and other camps, you're in this because it's just something to do. Just like your parents, some of your parents was in the Black Panthers. They ain't in the Black Panthers no more. They came to their damn senses, man. You see? Because like I always said, and I continue to say this day, the only ones that's going to make it is the elect. and we're coming down to the wire. And come 2013, man, this place is gonna change, man. You know, like I've been saying, Barack Obama is gonna show his horns. This is not even gonna look like the country that it once was. There's gonna be a lot of changes in this country, man. There's an article which I'm gonna get to in a little while on they're gonna release mosquitoes, GMO mosquitoes. Now I thought GMO only applied to foods, to plants. They actually have insects, animals, genetically modified organisms in the form of fleas, mosquitoes. So these scientists and this government, they're Frankenstein monsters. Or they're Dr. Frankensteins, man. Oh, I want to say this. Last night I was watching this movie came out, Red Tails, about the Tuskegee Airmen. And I was just watching it. I was on the computer and I was watching it. A pretty good movie. You know, it was pretty much similar to this movie with C.J. Memphis and them. Soldier Story is kind of based. It was kind of like that. You know, if you like the movie A Soldier Story, you would like this movie. You know, Jake acting all cool, cap tipped to the side and all that. But there was talking shit, singing, dancing, you know, telling jokes. But they were killing them damn Germans and shit, you know. And in the movie, they were showing how they didn't allow Jake to fight against the Germans because somebody, I think it was Winston Churchill, that made a statement. And it's in the movie where it says the black man is a coward at heart. He doesn't have the intelligence to fight, you know, this, that, and the other. And they didn't actually, but you know what, man? If I was back there, I'd say, hey, I ain't going to fight. Shit, I'll stay here and babysit your woman. I will babysit your woman. And a lot of those Jakes were getting them Italian women, man. There's one Jake in the movie, we're going to watch it, you know, again. He was flying over this Italian village and he saw this fine ass Italian chick. And he said, he looked down at, he pointed down, he said, see that woman right there? She gonna bear my children. And then he landed the plane, and later in the scene he actually went to the woman's house, man. And he was, but the woman, the Italian chick, let the man in, the Jake in, and then he met the moms and all that. But back then they were old fashioned, so he wanted to take her out, you know, driving around. But the mother had to come, because that's how they were. They were the other nations were in order. I remember a time when a girl went to the movies, the mother came right with him and sat in between. The boy would be over here, the mom be in the middle, and the girl. Not among you simple ass niggas, man. Not chaperones, they called them. That was heavy among the Latino tribes. If you went out with a Latino girl, you were 13 years old, guess what? Moms was coming with you, and probably pops. He's sitting behind your ass, man, kicking the back of the damn chair, you know? Behind you. Okay? But anyway, in the movie, and when they showed that scene, I looked at the clock, and the movie came on at about 9 o'clock, and I believe it was 9:35. They showed them getting their planes, and on the cockpit panel, there was an icon of Yahweh Shai, and it was a black icon. Now, I have the book with the actual icon. It's an icon that looks like this guy, the singer that died, the big heavy duty singer. He died. No. Damn, man. He died years ago. He had the deep voice. Barry White. There's an icon of the Lord. And that particular icon, and if I had the book handy, I'll show it to you, but you'll see it up on the screen. It's supposed to be Yahweh Shai, but that depiction, he looks like Barry White. So that was the actual icon that was on his cockpit panel. So I looked at the time, I said, well, I caught it about 9:35. So next time it comes on, I'm gonna watch it again to make sure I saw it correctly, that my eyes wasn't going bad, you know. But anyway, what was I going to say? Now this guy, George Lucas, he basically showed Jake in a good light. Now George Lucas is dealing with a black woman. Now a lot of these damn devils, whether they're guilty or whatever, a lot of these devils are coming out with the truth. A lot of them are coming out with the truth because back during the time of World War II, they ain't had nothing good to say about Jake. They show you that in the movie A Soldier Story. They show you that in this movie that I'm talking about, man. So now you got these Edomites.